So, editing Kesha here. I wish I knew how to say this better. My words are just all jumbled, but there's no way I can post the series without addressing this in some manner, because I can't be pushing happiness for pride and loving yourself and acceptance and not include what's going on, because right now there's a group of people, heck, many groups of people who are not being accepted. And if you know where I'm going, if you haven't been under a rock for the last week or longer, you probably know I'm talking about the Black Lives Matter movement, what happened to George Floyd, and everything else. And I can't preach to you about this stuff, but it is something dear to my heart, as a lot of the characters I am drawing in this series are owned by a Black woman I have known almost 11 years now, and it affects her family, it affects the Black students I work with, and it affects other friends of mine. And while it doesn't affect me directly, as you can probably tell looking at the camera, I'm a Caucasian woman, it doesn't affect me in the same way. I have a privilege they don't, even though I have my own issues being in the community. I can't just spout the love and not address this, because they deserve love too. They deserve to be listened to, and they deserve our support. And I can't say I support everything going on. I don't support the looting and the vandalism, but I do support the movement and the need for change. We need to listen to these people, and we need to look at our past and the present to try to create something better for the future, because we can't let hate win. And that's all I really have to say. I'm sorry this is so long, but there's no way I could have shared this video and others without addressing this, because pride is love. It is fighting for something better, and that's what they're doing, and they have my support. I want something better for my friends' kids, for the kids I work with, and I think we can do it. It won't be easy, but it's worthwhile, I think. Hi guys, welcome to another video. This is one of I don't know how many in my Pride Month series of me drawing my own characters who are in the community as a way to celebrate Pride, since my pansexual ass can not go to Pride because there is no Pride to go to, because 2020 just hasn't been a good year. So, to celebrate it, we just get to see some of my lesser used characters. There are even men. I know, right? So, let's get on to the video. Hey guys, welcome to the first video. We're starting this one off strong with the polyamorous, I think is how you say it, couple of Daniel and Jasmin with their significant others, Fawn and I think his name is Killian. I could be wrong. I'm just gonna call him K if I refer to him in the future, because I don't know if I'm saying it right. But, yeah. I figured might as well get a good look before any potential disasters with coloring come in, because I'm using colored pencils. I was originally going to do this in watercolor, but I went a little overboard with the drawing in my sketchbook when I was trying to plan out the posing. And I didn't want to redraw it, so here we are. So let's get into coloring and see how things go. The beauty of doing a voiceover. Being able to record this around outside nonsense like kids screaming, cars driving by, and planes. And it gives me the ability to comment on stuff I may not have seen pre-edit. Like the weird lighting that doesn't know if it wants to be a carrot, cheese, or pristine wonderfulness. That's because your girl decided, since her plants are now outside, maybe she could repurpose her grow lights to help with the lighting issues. I guess it did kind of work. At least there's no fuzz. But, at the cost of looking like a Cheeto. So that's an issue I'll have to look into in the future. So, yeah. What else to talk about? Oh, maybe the series and the piece? So, I decided I wanted to use this little series to try to push things more. Practice poses, draw guys, and just do stuff I normally don't do, like draw 4 characters on one page, interacting English, Kesha, with each other, or, well, they're interacting with the partner I drew them with. I hate to admit it took several days to draw and color this. Mind, it was just a chunk of time out of each day, but I kept on having to look up references, which, by the way, are listed below to look at. And it was to try to iron things out, or just to be able to make little tweaks to things, like Mr. K, I can't pronounce your name's arm, or Daniel's legs and feet, which aren't shown, but they were drawn originally. There was so much tweaking. The worst was Fawn's foot. I just couldn't figure out how to get to look right. I'll get eventually though, just gotta practice. I think a lot of my issues revolve around, what's the word? I think it's foreshortening. Just converting the 3D elements into a 2D space. For example, like Daniel carrying Jasmine. There was some struggle in my first sketch of them to get his arm right. Or, well, as close as I can get it right now. Mainly because of how it should interact with her tail. Obviously, it'd be under it a bit to hold her up, because she's not a cardboard cutout. She's a curvy lady who has a nice tail. Literally, I'm sorry, that's a bad joke. Bad joke. So, moving on, because I don't think people want to listen to me just rambling about my struggles in drawing this thing. So, let's move on to the colors. Obviously, I'm using colored pencils, and a lot of them. And I really can't name all the brands used, because there's a lot of them. And I don't even know if some of them are still around, besides like Crayola, Prismacolor, Rose Art, and Crazy Art, because a lot of these pencils, besides my Prismacolors, I've had since elementary school, so they've been with me a while. And I really just don't know at this point which ones are still being made. So, yeah. There was a lot of digging around in my immense pencil collection to try to get the colors right. Like, I used 4 colors for Jasmine's skin because I was trying to achieve her golden undertones that her skin has, because, fun fact, she is mixed race. But I did fail slightly in that aspect because it's too golden and not really brown enough. So, yeah, that's the thing. It's a delicate balance that I messed up. So I'll have to keep practicing with that, as well as get more colors to help beef up my skin tone range that I can do coloring-wise. Because I have some really dark colors and some really light colors, but none really in the middle, so that's a shame. But I'll have to wait for a while. In the meantime, I'll just experience. Wow, my brain's just really tired at this point. I'll have to experiment with what I have, and I know it's not perfect, but I tried really hard, and honestly, that's how to learn as well as improve. You just gotta do. So, yeah, wow, I'm struggling to figure out what really to talk about here. Normally, I'd talk about the characters, but these ones are a lot newer, so there's not a whole lot lashed out, and I obviously can't talk about Fawn and Mr. K because they're not my characters, so I am not in charge of character development and personality. So, yeah. I think I'm gonna end my rambling here. You may be listening to some music after this. If not, I'd be surprised. But, yeah. So, you may or may not hear kids in the background. I can never tell what this phone's gonna pick up or not, but I am done. It is finished. After at least 33 minutes, if not more, because I did pause between things. It'll be shorter, obviously, when you're seeing it, but yeah. I am tired. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys!